everyone, Tina Gell here with my Scrappy Ideas, and today I have a really quick layout that I put together this last week during a challenge, and so it was to do a layout really quick, and I had an assignment coming up for my Scraps and More, which this is for as well. And so what I did was I had this Symbol Stories We Are Family collection on my table to work with, and I was trying to decide on kind of how I wanted to do the layout and all of that. And I always like to scrap lift or use sketches, and occasionally I will scrap lift myself. And so this layout is actually a layout that I've done before, and I just really liked the way it turned out, so I decided to just kind of lift the same idea of the previous layout. And so I have just a piece of cardstock. I cut this wood grain brown that has this pre-printed heart die cut on the front of it. I cut it down just a little bit and matted it at an angle. And then I have this heart patterned paper, and I just cut down these strips, and I'm just going to tuck them in behind that wood grained patterned paper to create a border frame. That way I'm not using a whole other sheet of paper. These are the strips that were cut away from this paper itself. So that's a great way to use up those tiny little strips just, as soon as you cut them off, is just to frame up around the back side of them. And another reason why this works really well is I had stitched all the way around the outside, and so that way it creates just a little bit of border and all that, and it really doesn't matter that there's not anything behind it. So I'm inking everything with some brown ink as well, just because I like to. And I kind of cut away there so you didn't have to watch everything. I took this kind of barn red patterned paper and just cut a mat for the two photos, and I'm going to angle those two photos as well. And so it ended up being just a little bit big, so I have to cut off just a little bit off the end there. But I was just checking that. I had that wood veneer that says thankful, and so I was just checking to make sure that it was going to have enough of the red showing behind it. I wanted to make sure that I had a little bit back behind it. And then this little cup is all of the die cut from the ephemera pack that I had picked out that I thought would go with the pictures that I was working with. And now I'm just going back through them to find out what will work with what I ended up choosing for my pattern papers and all of that. And I do like that kind of stitched hearts up behind the thankful on the top. That would have been really cute and would have worked as well. But I end up using these other two little circles with the hearts to mimic the bottom print of the paper. So a lot of times these papers that have these printed borders and corners and stuff are really hard to work with. At least they are for me. And so this is about, I don't know, in the last year I've done several that's paper like this, and it's becoming easier. I just kind of embrace it, and I use it as another layer of my clusters or my embellishments. So I try to just place my photos around them where I know that that's where my embellishments are going to go, where I can just build on top of it. Doing that makes your layouts go really, really fast. Like I said, this was for a challenge to do a layout in 45 minutes, and I just barely made it because I was fussing around with some stuff that I didn't really need to be fussing with, but so it went together really, really quick, and the big part of it is just having that pre-printed paper there to kind of build up from. So the embellishments that I ended up deciding on was this little pocket watch. I thought that was really cute because this is a layout all about Facetime, and these photos are of my son when I was FaceTiming him. He had been gone almost a year, I think. And he's not one to talk on the phone or anything. He likes seeing the person that he's talking to, and he takes keys from their facial expressions and all of that, and he's a real expressive person. And so I didn't hear from him near as much as what I wanted to. But I had ended up getting him an iPad and all of that, and making him get it set up after he came home for Christmas. But this was actually before that, and we were planning on coming out for a trip. And of course, he gets deals and different things like that. So we had to be checking his schedule against our schedule and what we were doing. And so it's really neat to think that we can sit and talk to someone, you know, halfway across my country anyways, across the United States, and see their face and sit and plan a trip together. And I am so thankful for it. So this was a layout that I was doing, just, you know, being thankful for things in my life. And if you think back, it's not been that long that we've been able to sit and stay connected to people like we do now with FaceTime and all of that. I mean, you think of the message boards and Facebooks and how the scrapbooking world itself has just become so much smaller than what it used to be, because we can meet and scrap with people all over the world. And when we have loved ones that move away or whatever, how great is it that we can actually still stay in touch? We don't have to wait weeks for mail, and we don't even have to call and just appreciate being able to hear their voice. But now we can actually even see their faces, and just like they're in the room with us. So I am just very thankful for that, so that I can stay in touch with my kids and just be able to see their faces. It makes it so much easier to bear them being so far away, to just be able to see their faces every now and then. So I've pretty much got all the bases, or all the base work done on this layout. So I'm using that wood veneer Thankful as part of my layout. And then these little circle alphabet, that is from Fancy Pants True Friends. And then the FaceTime is from, it's the Simple Stories Alpha from that Vintage Bliss collection. So if you have alphabets or stickers or even papers and stuff that's from the same company but different lines, be sure to go through your stash and look for them, because they use the same color dye, or, you know, numbers, whatever, in their product. And so they normally match throughout different collections. So that's a great little tip there for you. And I love my alphabet stickers, and I don't mind paying them because they're really cheap, you know, $2.99, $3.99, and I know that they're going to go with several collections, especially Simple Stories, because I buy just about everything they come out with. I love Simple Stories, so it's a great investment. Then I have this little banner piece, and it says Cherishing This Moment. I just kind of pop dotted that up. And I wanted to use, this collection has all these little embroidery hoops with these little quotes and stuff on it. And I really wanted to get one on this layout. And I didn't think I was going to make it. I had tried several different ones when I was kind of planning out product and stuff. But I ended up getting this one, and it says, All of me loves all of you. And so I loved that. And then I included the little house, and I pop dotted it up, and the little arrow that says Loving This. And then the other two little circles with the hearts, like I mentioned earlier, I put those up on the top. And I added a tab. That's from the Fancy Pants True Friends collection too. And I have just a few little pieces left that I need to get used up. And the colors matched really well, so I just kind of tucked that up behind that title. And then those rub-ons, they're like really, really old rub-ons. But there was this one that says Talk, Talk, Talk. So I thought that was a perfect way to get that used up. And I just kind of rubbed it right on top of the photo, on top of the bottom of that computer, because there wasn't anything really important to see about that computer there. I wanted just a little bit more color around on the right hand side, and just some little pops to kind of bring all of my embellishment clusters together. So I went through my stack of the washi tape, the washi paper tape that comes with this collection, and I decided on this one that's this teal color with the polka dots. And I ripped the end there, so I just have that rough edge. And I'm just going to tuck it up behind that photo mat. And then the little piece that I tore off, I'm going to tuck it up underneath the arrow that says Loving This, just to add a little bit of color over there as well. I would have liked to have put some more on, but I was running out of time, and I also knew that I was just kind of piddling at this point, and it looks good the way it is. It really didn't need any more, but I don't know, here lately I'm just kind of like, how much can I put on the layout? And so But I ended up quitting, and I'm kind of glad I did. I like the way the layout turned out. So, like I said, see, I'm just piddling with that little piece of paper, just putting it back and forth and back and forth. And then, oh, too funny. I just noticed I'm actually FaceTiming with my son while I'm doing this layout. You can see him on my iPhone. I had forgotten that he called while I was working on this. That is too funny. So, like I said, love FaceTime. It almost looks like he's wearing the same shirt as well. I don't know. It's just dark. A t-shirt. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. Okay, so I really am wrapping this up here pretty quick. I have these photo stickers here that's from the collection as well, and I'm just going through trying to find some. There were several that I liked, but the print and stuff was so small you really couldn't see it. So I ended up not putting them on there. I have that one down there, and I don't even remember what it says, and I can't read it from here because it's so small. And then there were these ones that had these little cross stitches, and I thought that was cute. I put one up underneath the bottom of the photos, and then that one on that little hoop. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you. And thanks for watching, and we will see you soon with another process video. Have a great day. Bye.